So because this is a guitar seminar, I want to do sort of the equivalent of guitar playing storytellers. You know, these are instrumental songs that I'm playing, but I want to give you a little insight into what I was thinking when I wrote some of these. This one was inspired by a deadline, and deadlines are amazing motivation, for me anyway. If I know that someone, some human being on the planet is expecting me to have something finished, that's a huge inspiration, because I don't want to disappoint them. I want, if there's a record company that wants a record, or if there's a drummer that's showing up for rehearsal, or if there's, you know, my wife having a birthday, there's some reason that I want to come up with some music. And this particular one, my drummer was going to show up at around 7 o'clock for a rehearsal, and I didn't have anything written. And I thought, I gotta have something that rocks. You know, I don't want my drummer to come over and think, well, you know, Paul's not coming up with anything good. So I came up with this pretty basic chord riff. I thought that kind of rocks when you play it loud. And I was stuck on it. That's all I had. I couldn't figure out what to put after it. So one thing I liked the suspension where I can put my arm in the air. Townsend Who, and then by this time I started feeling guilty because there were no shred licks, and I thought, I know the people who buy my CDs want to hear some shred, so I threw in the so okay, I got that out of the way, and then I was stuck. And luckily well, I just had that much, and right before I was going to start the record, my wife said, well, what about that song that goes, and I said, I couldn't finish it, you know, I just at the beginning. She's like, you got to finish it, that one's great. So I said, well, I don't have any ideas. And she had the idea to throw in sort of the, like, Middle Eastern snake charming, you know. That's not pure snake charming. Pure snake charming is like the... that kind of scale. But this is more the... I don't know, maybe a mongoose charming lick. It's a little bit Indian somehow. So that was the next part, and it just started flowing from there. I used the heavy metal chords, Stairway to Heaven, a different key. Those are always good chords to use. Came up with a melody over the top. And then a great thing happened. There's certain licks that guitar players do, and maybe this exists in all instruments, where when it's invented, it's great. You know, when somebody first makes a lick famous, like when this first came out, everybody's like, oh my God, this is amazing. But then like a year later, you're not allowed to do that anymore because it's sort of been done and everyone thinks you're copying the guy who did it originally. But some of these licks are getting old enough now where you can use them again, and you're no longer ripping them up. Now it's sort of retro. So there's a bunch of licks that are like open for using now. One of them is the sort of ascending sixes with hammer-ons and pull-offs like that. Maybe that's what invented, you know, the term widdly-widdly. But nobody does them anymore. You know, they were sort of outlawed. In the 90s, you weren't allowed to do those. In the 80s, you could do them a little bit, but everybody would say, like, you're ripping off George Lynch, dude. So, but now, nobody does them, and it's an awesome time to throw the widdly-widdlies back in. So, that's what I did in this song. At the end of that, I threw in a bunch of those. So, that's an explanation of what I was doing in that song. Let me move on to the next one, which is going to be... This is a song that I wrote by